Right, so the goal of this video is I'm going to take all of those things, that concept we've learned, and I'm going to add another folder to my live directory. So this is my live website. Let me just walk you through it. And I'm going to click on the double dots, which is in my root folder. I'm going to type in create a new directory. So I'm creating, directory is another name for folder. So if you're in Windows and you think a folder, directory is the same thing. And I'm going to call this pizza. And the idea here is that I'm going to put into this folder all of my Cheech's Pizza Parlor files. And so somehow I would like to be able to create a link between this is going to be my site homepage, and those projects that I've been creating, so I can kind of showcase them. So here's how we're going to do it. So I've created a folder. So if I go into my URL, my otcwebdev.net summer 2020 Kirsten M, and I type in that folder name, which was pizza, there's currently nothing in it, so I get this blah blah blah. And remember that if I have an index file in this folder, then that's the page that will come up automatically. So let's put these concepts together. This is in my editor, and I left off with my website example. So this is my my home page that see if I can get 8 things going at once here so I don't confuse. So that's this page. And so I'm going to need to get my Cheech's Pizza Parlor project I'm going to put it into my editor just so I can see it. And I'm kind of working on 2 projects at one time. So I want them both accessible. So in my workspace is what it's called, I'm going to add another project folder. So I'm not opening a folder because an open folder is just one at a time. But I'm going to add a project to this workspace that I'm in. And I need to find it. It's on my desktop. It's called Pizza Folder. And in this Pizza folder are all my files that support that Cheech's Pizza. And you notice that I have done the images and I've done the CSS. All right, so I put all of the images into my images folder and all the images into my CSS folder. And just to kind of bring home another point that we're going to see painfully in a minute, I'm going to view this in the browser. And what you're going to see, or maybe not be aware that you're not seeing, is because I moved my images into the images folder, I have an image that's not being displayed up here. And I showed you before how in the index page we could put the name, as long as I'm in the right folder, I could put in images and then the name of the image. But the problem's coming from the fact that our CSS, which is what is being rendered on this page, is in a CSS folder. So from the browser's perspective, in the CSS page, it's reading the styles page, the style sheet, and in my style sheet, I have somewhere in here an image, background image, pizzaheader.png. Remember, everything is relative to the file that the browser is reading it from. So the browser is reading the CSS page from inside this folder. So in this folder, it's looking for a file called pizzaheader.png. Well, it doesn't exist. We have to tell the browser, dude, you got to go up a level. You're going to have to drill up to the next level above me to find, and then into the folder above it. So we have to tell it to go backwards, find another folder, and go into that one. So kind of like we're saying, click on here to go back up, click on here to go inside the images folder, and that's where you're going to find that pizzaheader.png. And so the way that we do that is in the CSS, and you have to think about that in terms of I'm the style sheet, I'm the browser, I'm reading the style sheet, I'm reading the style sheet from in this folder. So you have to tell the browser how to go up into the next folder and back down. So the way to do that is with a dot dot. Remember we saw the dot dot in our file explorer. So we're going to do a dot dot which says go up one folder level, go up one level. So now you're in CSS. And then in there, in that one level up / look for something called images / and then look for a file called pizza header. So if you don't understand what the dot dot means, all it's simply saying is go backwards a level, and look in there. So if you go backwards a level, you'll see images, and then the forward slashes go inside that folder. And so you're just kind of giving like a navigation path. Go back one step, go forward one step, go inside, that kind of a thing. So let's just refresh this and see if that works. And I guess you have to save. I was like, oh no, why didn't it work? Okay, so that happens to me too. All right, so now we should save and we should see those images. All right, super. So the next step is to load those files up onto our live server. So I have my pizza folder. I'm going to double click on the pizza folder. I need to refresh this page. I need to find my local pizza folder. So that is on my desktop. So I'm going to go to desktop and I'm going to find pizza. There it is. And I'm going to upload all of those files into the pizza folder. So in the pizza folder is all of those files that pertain just to that particular project. And so once that's all uploaded, should take a few minutes, I should be able to breathe, hopefully. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up a level. Remember, dot means go back up a level. So if it's still loading, but that's okay. I can still show you what I'm trying to show you. So if I go back up a level to my main root directory, to the main beginning folder, in there is a folder called pizza. So if I come into my live site and I type in the word pizza, we just did that a moment ago. Now pizza has an index file in it, and there should be our pizza file. Yay! So that's working correctly. That's fantastic news, right? So now what we're going to do is I can hit the backspace key to go back to the main page, but that's not really, I want some navigation that goes between both of these pages. So believe it or not, we did the hardest part already, but let's see how that works. So I'll do it from the pizza page first. So on my pizza page, let's just see, I have a navigation already set up, so I'll just add a navigation here that says main site or something like that. So that's on my index page, which is located in the root directory. So I'm going to go into the index page and there's my A tags. So I'm going to copy this one because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy, I just don't want to type things incorrectly. And then, so I'm going to type in maybe home site or something like that. Okay. And now for our path, relative again. So we have to do the same thing. We have to, just like we did here in File Explorer, go up a level, and that's where you're going to find the root directory. So I can do .. look in there. And remember, if I have an index file, I can type in the word index.html. That would work. But by default, as long as there's an index file in there, I wouldn't need to do that. So let's just see if this works. So I'm going to take my index page from my pizza file. So I need to make sure I'm in my pizza file, my local directory. There's my pizza file. Yes. Okay. I need to go into the pizza folder because that's the file that I changed, was that index. I'm going to copy this over to this index. I would like to overwrite it. Yes, I would. Thank you so very much. And so now I'm going to refresh my pizza page. There's the home site. And if you look at the navigation bar, I can't do them at the same time. My status bar is not showing. But if you look at them in the same time, down here, you'll see that it's not in screen. Hopefully I can get in screen. There it is. So you can see that it's going back to my personal root directory, which is Kirsten M. Or if I click on it, I can prove that to be the case. So now I just need one more link here that maybe goes to the Cheeches. So we're going back and forward. So let me find my index page. That's this particular one. So I'm going to close out my index file. I'm going to come to my website example. So that's the one with my picture on it. That's my main root website, my main home page. And from there, these are those buttons that were showing up. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put in, so this is going to be a link to Cheeches Pizza. And that will be, let's see. So that will be, make sure I do that right. That folder name was pizza. And I can put a forward slash or not a forward slash. I think the forward slash will work. Let's just double check. So now notice that this won't work from my local folder because my local folder doesn't have, my local computer doesn't have these folders exist someplace else. This would work if I had this folder, this pizza folder inside this one. So then it would work. But this is just making it compatible on the web page, the live page. All right, so let's see if that works. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to come into my root directory because I changed the index to the root file. I have to find that folder, which I don't remember where it is. So I click on here and it's in my documents, 130 publishing. Okay, so I'm going to find my documents, CIS 130 publishing, my website, and I'm going to drag this one over to the live site. Yes, I want to overwrite, and let's see if that works. And so now, trying to get this big enough, if I hit refresh, I do get the new link. So if I click on Cheech's Pizza, I can see down here on the status bar that it's going to that new folder. There's an index in that folder, so that seems to be working. These things are working because they're all relative to themselves, so that's good. And then my location says go up a folder from the pizza folder into our live server's root directory. Oh, I didn't put one here, did I? I need to update the second one, but here's the home site. I put a home site on this page, but not on the menu page, so I'm going to have to update that as well. But on the order online page, there's the home site, and now I can toggle back and forth between those. So I know that's a little confusing. Feel free to reach out if you have questions, but this would be a way for you to put your other projects on here. This is also a way for websites to organize their data. They might put in a project instead of pizza, instead of a project folder, they might put their shopping catalog in one folder, and they might put another folder about their staff in a folder called staff. So folders, again, are a way of organizing our live server, but we have to toggle to them a little bit differently than we did in our local server, in our local computer.